What comes to mind when you hear the words Six Flags? Yeah, no wonder this chain gets so much hate. However, I believe Six Flags has been and will continue to go on a different path. So the question needs to be answered. Is Six Flags changing, and will they eventually, just maybe, be better than Cedar Fair? Find out in today's video. But before you keep watching, be sure to hit that subscribe button for more videos all about amusement and theme parks. These videos take a crazy amount of time to create, so your support really motivates me to keep making content for you guys. If you actually end up subscribing and becoming a part of our little community here, don't be afraid to go down below and comment, "I subscribed." I read and try to respond to every single comment. I love interacting with you guys. And also, go ahead and tell me what you think of Six Flags. Do you love them, hate them, love to hate them, hate to love them? Do you think they're experiencing a massive resurgence? Are they just having a tiny hiccup? Or is something else going on? Whatever it is you're thinking, I'd love to know, so yeah. You can also follow me on Instagram. I don't have the community tab yet on YouTube, so that's where I put most of my channel updates, trip plans, and stuff like that. Now that I'm done plugging, let's get into the video. I am by no means a Six Flags fanatic. In fact, although I was really close to going to Great Adventure, yeah, thanks, I've never actually been to one of their 15 amusement parks. I really hope to change that soon though. However, over the past few years, I have been noticing something. Six Flags, slowly but surely, is starting to invest more in their parks, and not do things like putting in 3 free spins as their only coasters that year, and in my opinion, their additions are starting to rival Cedar Fair's more often. Yeah, they're not beating those though. At the turn of the millennium, the coaster war was in its peak. Cedar Fair, Six Flags, and a couple of other parks were one-upping each other to build the tallest, fastest, and longest coasters. For example, the record for the world's tallest coaster was broken 3 times in a single year. Yeah. Six Flags was also actually going insane, adding 21 coasters across all their parks in 1999 and again in 2000, especially beefing up Six Flags Holland and Geauga Lake. After this, they were still adding good, actually great rides, but not as many per year. And then we entered the Dark Ages. Six Flags files for Chapter 11 bankruptcy on June 13th, 2009. They rebounded fairly quickly actually, albeit without making sacrifices, but this time with a whole new business strategy. Instead of just flooding their parks with expensive B&Ms and Intamins, this time they took a more relaxed approach. They still added a new attraction to every single one of their parks each year, but these rides are now nowhere near the $20 to $30 million mark. This limited budget, where their major additions were around $10 million, obviously limited them to just a few manufacturers and models. Their infamous main 3 manufacturers, of course, were and still are to an extent Rocky Mountain Construction, Premier Rides, and S&S. Before I continue, let's look at Six Flags' additions over the past decade just to get more of a sense of the company. In 2011, Six Flags was slowly but surely recovering from their bankruptcy and the economic recession of 2008. They added 5 coasters this year in a kiddie coaster, a Wild Mouse, a Gerstlauer Eurofighter, a relocated B&M stand-up from Kentucky Kingdom, and the most important coaster of the decade, the first ever RMC in New Texas Giant at Six Flags Over Texas. 2012 brought the first ever Premier Ride Skyrocket 2, Iron Wolf was moved to Six Flags America as Apocalypse, and the last ever B&M, X-Flight, a wing coaster, arrived at Six Flags Great America. In 2013, we had the second RMC iBox, a Gerstlauer Spinner, a relocated Boomerang, and Full Throttle, a Premier Ride Skyrocket 3. In 2014, 2 RMCs, 1 iBox and 1 wooden came to the chain, along with a relocated spinning Wild Mouse and another kiddie coaster from Magic Mountain. 2015 was another important year in that the first ever S&S free spin opened, Batman the Ride at Six Flags Fiesta Texas. We were also graced with 2 of the better RMCs, Wicked Cyclone and Twisted Colossus. Only 2 coasters arrived in 2016, the RMC Hybrid and the S&S Free Spin, both named... yeah, it's Joker. 2017, and oh boy, this isn't good. 340 free spins themed to... Joker? Come on, again? Why? Why would you do that? It's okay. moving on, 2018 came with the first ever RMC Raptor, a small but powerful RMC conversion, a Gerstlauer Eurofighter, although this coaster was already planned before Six Flags bought the Park of Darien Lake, so this doesn't really count. Surprise, surprise, we got another free spin, and Discovery Kingdom got the first, and hopefully last, Skyline Skywarp. Yeah, I know, what were they thinking? In 2019, we saw a kids coaster, another free spin, and an S&S compressed air launch coaster. Because of the pandemic, West Coast Racers was the only coaster to open up in 2020, and slated for 2021 and beyond, we have a relocated Intamin Zack Spin, a supersize RMC Raptor, watch my last video, a spinning Wild Mouse, and a Mack Rides Power Splash. So, what does all of this information tell us? For one, RMC saved Six Flags over those 10 years, and for the past decade, Six Flags has been adding anywhere between 2 and 5 coasters across all their parks each year, which isn't bad, but they're cheaper additions. Of course, this doesn't at all automatically make these attractions bad, as especially rides like Wonder Woman Golden Lasso Coaster, why is that so long? Twisted Colossus, Max Force, Wicked Cyclone, West Coast Racers, Iron Rattler, and more look to provide great thrills and appear to be very fun. However, the main thing separating them and their biggest competitor, Cedar Fair, is price. Cedar Fair parks cost more and are, in general, of higher quality, and I feel like that shouldn't really be news to anyone. Cedar Fair usually concentrates all of their money into 1 or 2 mega expensive projects a year, like in 2019, say, with Copperhead Strike and Yukon Striker costing $26 and $25 million respectively, miles ahead of what Six Flags is willing to pay. Or in 2020, for example, the only new coaster across the entire chain was Kings Island's Giga Coaster Orion, costing around $30 million. However, something in the industry is slowly changing, and it'll vastly aid Six Flags in the cutthroat theme park market. This key thing, is the price of coasters. Now, obviously, a B&M Giga and a Mack Extreme Spinner and others are still super expensive, but now, more than ever, there are more high-quality coasters that are also cheaper options. Now, RMC really revolutionized this, building frickin' Steel Vengeance for $7.5 million. That's about the same as a free spin. Other manufacturers are also doing this, though. Conda, probably one of the best coasters in the entire world, is $15 million, the monster Vekoma Abyssus is around $13 million US, and even B&M, kind of, with Emperor costing around $11 million. So there are definitely more options now for Six Flags, and if they could get something like a Vekoma Bermuda Blitz, or a Shockwave model, a small B&M coaster, or an Intamin thing, that could rival Cedar Fair's more expensive edition, because, let's be honest, unless you're a coaster enthusiast, no one's gonna tell the difference. If Six Flags can find the perfect couple models of thrilling coasters that'll fit into their parks well and not break the bank, they're set. And here's why. The main thing separating Six Flags and Cedar Fair, their biggest competitor, is just the overall quality of their parks, and this is no different in the coaster department. However, with finding these new cheaper options, Six Flags could easily bridge some of the gap between the two companies. Who knows, maybe some might actually start preferring Six Flags over Cedar Fair, but maybe I'm just going crazy. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you like what you saw or want me to do more videos about Six Flags or just in this format, be sure to hit that like button, and while you're at it, consider clicking that subscribe button for more weekly videos. Remember to let me know what you think of Six Flags in the comments below, and I'll see you all next time.